Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology encourages seniors to maintain an active lifestyle. Tzu Chi's aid distribution brings comfort and light to the affected people of Cyclone Idai in Mozambique. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Jenny Lee. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology is hosting the first sports day for seniors. In total, 151 elderlies participated, and it is hoped that these games and physical activities can help the seniors prevent deterioration of the mind and body while having fun.
Students from the Philippines lead seniors in the dance to get their bodies moving. On your mark, get set, go. Seniors race to the finish line as 86-year-old Grandpa Chen or 93-year-old Grandma Wang do their best to complete the race.
I didn't want to give up. I wanted to reach the end, even if I have to walk it.
I'm so happy and joyful.
The fun games help seniors work on their mobility, dexterity, and balance. Everyone is having a good time.
We're training our cognitive skills and reactions. It's very successful.
For those who can still run or do more activities, this is a good way for them to maintain their health. This way, there's more freedom in their lives.
Sports Day also has a health station to measure the seniors' physical health, as Tzu Chi wants to take care of the seniors' mental and physical health.
Douliu Tzu Chi Hospital held the Seventh Auspicious Lunar blessing for the first time this year. Superintendent Dr. Jian Ruiteng encouraged the staff and patients to adopt a vegetarian diet. Here's more.
Today, he's not selling books nor medicine. Superintendent Dr. Jian Ruiteng hopes that everyone can buy their health.
It's very simple. We do not need to practice any hard principles or do anything big. All we need to do is stop killing animals and adopt the vegetarian diet.
Douliu Tzu Chi Hospital held the 7th Lunar Auspicious Blessing ceremony for the first time. Doctors and nurses promoting vegetarianism and encouraging patients to join as well.
I didn't adopt a vegetarian diet before because I was afraid that if I fall, I would not have enough nutrients to recover. Later, I realized that's not the case. Being vegetarian makes me more energetic.
Not killing animals both on the meal table and offering table, the hospital staffs also performed the Sutra of the Past Vows of Earth Soul Bodhisattva, spreading the importance of cause and effect as well as filial piety.
I believe that through the 7th lunar month auspicious blessing ceremony, we're able to promote the ideals of vegetarianism and loving all beings in the earth. This is the true meaning of transforming all sentient beings.
Dharma masters from Jingsi Abode also attended the event, leading the public to light up their heart, praying for the well-being of the planet.
To mark the auspicious 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi volunteers have held outdoor events in Shiling and Nangang to teach people the meaning of this auspicious month. The events include environmental education stalls on site and skit performances. Here's the story.
Dispelling superstitions regarding the 7th lunar month, the blessing ceremony teaches the public about the benefits of vegetarianism and environmental protection.
经过一阵剧痛，他终于生出了 baby， 可是他的 baby 却是身上长满了塑胶袋。
在整个活动里面，我们觉得说一切人的造。
Through the activity, we want people to understand that one's action will produce an effect. Our ideals will affect our actions. Our actions will become our way of living. We adopt the vegetarian diet to reduce our harm to animals. We reduce the use of plastics to protect our planet Earth.
The blessing ceremony attendees can watch performance and play games at the park. And every stall has educational purpose.
The world's stomach is full of garbage. Every year, 8 million tons of garbage are dumped into the ocean.
91% of the plastic bags are not recycled and they end up in the ocean.
To reduce the use of disposable utensils, Nangang Blessing Ceremony provides attendees with vegetarian food and reusable utensils.
Animals eat the plastic waste. Afterwards, we humans eat the animal meat. In the end, we suffer from the consequences.
Praying with sincerity and vowing to adopt a vegetarian diet, the blessing ceremony attendees have learned much from the event.
At Shuling Recycling Station, volunteers make clever uses of the location's existing equipment and recycled materials. Many of the recyclables are modified for different uses. In the eyes of the volunteers, all the recyclables are treasures.
Start the crane, the big hook can lift hundreds of kilograms. The equipment is left by factory, it does not cost a dime, and the recyclables can be easily loaded into the car. It is one of the few recycling stations that doesn't require physical work.
200 or 300 kilograms of items can be hoisted. It will be difficult to transport them without this bag in recycling stations. If they are packed in small bags, they need to be carried one by one. Packing in big bags will shorten the loading and unloading time.
In the long and narrow space, moving items must concern efficiency. The collapsible flat bag has also become the key to save time. A close look at the label shows that it is from Tai Yan Company.
The recycling station, like Banqiao and Zhonggang, also use this big bag which takes from here. If you buy this one, it will cost about $3. The service life is about 2 months. Because we often have to pull, the bottom will be broken.
At City Recycling Station, even $3 are saved by volunteers, and many tools are made by themselves. When you come to the second floor, you can see the gloves, which are familiar in recycling stations, are drying here. But what is very special is that rack. Whether it is the rack itself or the intermittent partition, it has a lot of cost and is also recycled.
Some of the nets are recycled from vegetable gardens or factories. There are also a lot of bamboo pieces that are recycled, so we nailed them into a shelf.
It dries quickly. You put it here in the afternoon and it will be completely dried tomorrow morning.
There are many factories around the Jian recycling station, and there are all kinds of treasures, such as plastic sheets, iron frames, or lamps.
We disassembled the items, otherwise they can only be used as scrap iron. But if we sort them, this can be sold as aluminum, and the bulb can also be recycled.
Every step has details and wisdom. Volunteers have a mission on their shoulders, and they don't care about the wrinkles on their faces year after year. But this wish, I hope you can listen to it.
In Douliu District, Kaohsiung, the 83-year-old Wang Wu Caiyun is a recycling volunteer with more than 30 years of experience at the Zhongxing Recycling Station. She used to clean and wash dishes in the market. Back then, she often took recyclables back to her house. Although she's debt-ridden, she still continues to devote herself in protecting the earth.
The 83-year-old Wang Wu Caiyun does recycling to protect the earth and also builds affinity with others.
In the past, I did recycling here. I often brought recyclables home and sold it in front of my house.
Caiyun is considerate to the elderly labor and specially brought plastic bags to her house so that the labor can also do recycling at home.
How can I do it if I am not happy? It's just because I'm happy. It's good to do it, nothing bad.
In fact, before the establishment of the Zhongxing Recycling Station, they used to do recycling in front of their house. And this alley was once known as the Recycling Street. Wang Wu Caiyun used to wash dishes for others in the market and often did recycling at the same time.
She often comes around at 3 or 4 o'clock. She has to take care of her grandchildren. She lets the 2 children sleep in the baby stroller and does recycling here.
She used to bear a large sum of doubts for her son, yet she still insisted on sending the recyclables to the recycling station to help more people.
I have bone spurs. I once made a vow with the master. As long as my bone spurs do not hurt, I will continue to do recycling and follow her footsteps for the rest of my life.
She has been doing recycling for more than 30 years and has also survived the pressure of doubts repayment. Yet she still wants to devote herself in protecting the earth.
Last year, Cyclone Idai swept through Southeast Africa, devastating parts of the country. In Mozambique's Sofala province, over 2,000 affected residents were placed in temporary shelters. Many of them have slept on hard ground and live without electricity. Recently, Tzu Chi held a distribution of folding beds and solar power lamps for these displaced residents.
Over 2,000 folding beds are on the 2 trucks heading to Gwara of Sofala province, as Tzu Chi is here to host an aid distribution. As Cyclone Idai destroyed their homes in the past year, these residents have lived in tents. Thus, the folding bed and lamp given are lifesavers.
Although this bed may look small, it represents all of love and care for you.
Solar. É só acordar de manhã, pôr ali no sol, carrega sozinho. Chega lá dentro, é tudo.
During the distribution, the volunteers received a yellowing ticket, which this granny had been saving since last year.
This is a distribution voucher from last year, December 17. That day it was raining so hard and our car could hardly leave. When we wanted to come into the village, we could not enter. I'm so sorry, Granny, we didn't disappear, we're here. It was because the roads were in bad conditions and we couldn't get to you.
The granny finally got her long-awaited gift from Tzu Chi.
Her whole life she slept on the floor, and this is the first time she has a bed, so she's super excited. She actually jumped onto the bed, is lying in it before we could even take it into her place.
At night, each family has a lamp to light up the darkness.
Now I have this light. When I cook, I can make sure no bugs are falling to the food, and I can also be at ease using the restroom at night.
These down-to-earth people feel so blessed for what most would categorize as basic necessities. Thus, Tzu Chi will continue to safeguard these residents and build a home for them to call their own.
In Jakarta, Indonesia, a motorcycle taxi driver suffered a severe stroke. The loss of his income suddenly put his family in a financial difficulty. Their neighbor, Mary, is a Tzu Chi volunteer who informed Tzu Chi about the family's condition, and the volunteers were able to offer immediate aid for the family.
Looking down from the high-rise buildings, the impoverished residential area is one step away, and the fate of the households there is totally different. The woman looks sad in the house, where sunlight cannot fully reach inside. Her husband, Kitima, suffered a stroke 4 months ago and was hospitalized for a whole month. After discharge, he was taken care of by the wife. The financial pillar of the family collapsed and the whole family became helpless.
Kebetulan lagi, ini lagi Victornya.
They are my neighbors. The son of this family, Victor, doesn't have money to pay the registration fee of the graduation exam, so we're helping apply for education subsidy. At present, Tzu Chi is supporting the family with living and medical allowance.
Tapi ya coba kita usahakan aja masukin.
The husband, Kitima, used to be a self-employed motorized taxi. After he's falling ill, Tzu Chi takes initiative to provide assistance to the family.
Berterima kasih. Aku mengucap syukur atas pertolongannya
I'm very grateful for your care and help. I can't pay back, but can only pray to Allah for your health so that you are able to help more people in need.
Aku nggak bisa balas. Aku hanya bisa berdoa kepada Tuhan. Semoga seluruh karyawan diberi kesehatan, umur panjang, dan kesuksesan.
Volunteers and the wife of this family bless each other as they hope this ray of love can shine into their house and heart.
Tzu Chi volunteers from 6 areas gathered in Jiangxi, Poyang to host a bursary distribution for underserved students. On the day, many young people came out to contribute their effort. Meanwhile, during a return visit to the area, Tzu Chi volunteers found many of the recipients from years past have saved the 8 items as family heirloom. They do so to remember the help they had received.
The flooding in July, which happened in Jiangxi's Poyang County, is still affecting the residents of Changzhou Township. Many of the buildings and farmland are still flooded, and volunteers could only get to their destination by boat. On this day, Tzu Chi is here to distribute financial aid to disadvantaged students. The distribution held at Changzhou Middle School is to benefit over 2,400 students, which means lots of hands are needed to help. Thankfully, many of the local residents jumped into the volunteer work.
For example, if a family had 2 or 3 children in high school or college, some can't possibly come up with so much money in a short amount of time. So helping them is really good. Tzu Chi is awesome. You have helped relieve their burden.
Being a volunteer is a meaningful task. It not only helps others, but I feel good about myself too.
Because Tzu Chi is here to help us, and they are also here underneath the hot sun visiting each family, I thought I can contribute and do something worthy.
Revisiting the residents after the distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers heard a lot of heartwarming stories. As Poyang suffered massive flooding in 1995 and 1998 as well. At the home of Mr. Cao, volunteers saw the man of the house saving the distribution letter and 8 items.
I thought the distribution letter was very meaningful and valuable, so I saved it. It serves as an educational point that Tzu Chi's action have moved us. By also passing this down to my grandchildren, I can teach them about having a compassionate and giving heart.
Another former recipient, Peng Yuanxiang, also saved the jacket Tzu Chi gave. It's been 20-some years and it's still looking like new.
This grandfather says he can't bear to wear the jacket. He wants to save it as a historical piece for his family. It's still all very new. He's saving it as a historic relic for the future.
The story is much the same at grandmother's son's home, where she's saving the 2 jackets she's received from Tzu Chi as heirloom for her grandchildren.
It's my thinking that I want to save it for my grandchildren, and I want 2 of them to remember the love that came from Taiwan.
The affinity of Tzu Chi and Poyang County is formed because of flooding. This friendship, which began in 1995 till now, will continue to be strong.
Huang Zhanglanhua is 109 years old this year. She joined Tzu Chi's recycling volunteer rank when she was almost 100 years old. How does she implement environmental protection in her daily life? Let's take a look.
At that time, I told her that I was doing recycling, and I was happy to do it even for a few hours a day, and my body would be healthy. Later, she said she also wanted to do, so we went together to do recycling.
You know that in our Guangdu grounds, there are actually many elderly people collecting PET bottles. It feels like everyone enjoys doing it together.
She did the same thing every day. She led me across the road and then took the rat out to wipe the marble bench next to the MRT station. I wondered why she wanted to wipe the rat here. She said to wipe it clean for people to sit. I am for everyone, and everyone is for me. Her purpose of life is to serve others. I saw these aspects in her, just like what I learned from teachers when I was young.
When my grandmother was 103 years old, one morning she was going to exercise and then picking up the clothes, but she fell down as her hip bone broke.
After that, she moved slowly and became more sluggish, but she still used a very pious heart to follow the master. Sometimes she was dozing off, but her eyes lit up when she heard the master's voice. Then she will continue to listen to the master.
她眼睛就亮起来了，然后她就会再继续听上人讲话。
有一个方向，这就是我们人生的福。
华恁师父上人吼，要来台北看环保的这志工吼，你有要去看伊无？你无较大声讲，人无法度听到，哈？袂哦，吼。你有爱上人无？
你有爱上人无？有哦，安尼哦，讲较大声的，
巧克力，健健康康，健康哦。
Grandma Lan Hua follows the master and she wanted to have the opportunity to meet the master in person again. Then we asked the religious office to help us arrange this visit between the master and Grandma Lan Hua.
兰花阿嬷长者这法亲的关怀。
哦，阿嬷精神足好的哦。
你不这样讲真好，对对，讲真好，我就满意。
很高兴那天。
I'm very happy that she was really in good spirits that day. Grandma always felt that the Dharma master was Master Zheng Yan, that she came to see her and kept holding her hand for a long time.
好久好久。
你有想要食啥物无？你有想要食啥物无？
我干那边看你看了就。
I want to wish Grandma Lan Hua good health and longevity.
I wish you longevity and that you'll always be healthy and happy.
Grandma, I wish you well. I hope you are safe and healthy. Follow us on the Master's Bodhisattva path forever.
I really look forward to meeting the Master with you again.
I really want to piously bless you forever. I hope your mind will be as clear as the Buddha's Pure Land. I hope you can inspire more young women and let them learn from your example and bless you infinitely with long life.
人假如学习老人家啦，很勤，天天呢发挥他的力量，为人群付出。 这样的生命才是真有价值。
From August 25th to September 6th, Tzu Chi Foundation is showing an interactive exhibition at Banqiao train station to teach children about carbon footprints and climate change. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.